What's up guys, Troy here, and welcome to part 2 of my Battlefield 4 wish list. It's been more than a few days since I posted my last vid, which was my personal wish list of what I would like to see in Battlefield 4. And since I've been playing Battlefield 3 since that video, I've had quite a few moments that made me pause and say to myself, well, I like that, but I don't like that. And since then, I've felt it was only right of me to do a Battlefield 4 wish list part 2 and include some of the other examples of things I'd like to see in Battlefield 4. Now, a little note about the gameplay footage you're watching is a little PS3 footage, attacking side on Rush on Operation Metro, and I'm using the M5K. I was actually playing solo this round. This round actually highlights one of the biggest problems I have with Battlefield 3, probably one of the most frustrating. Besides suppression, it's probably tied with suppression of the most frustrating thing that I have in Battlefield 3. Another note about this gameplay footage is that I'm using the M5K. This kind of is a shout out to Lethal Moo. He likes to use the MP7A1. I prefer the M5K. We kind of have a back and forth little argument about which is the better PDW. On a side note, I also like to give a shout out to this player, Johnson4343. He kept getting the back rage on our team and actually kept getting the drop on me. So good job on his part. He was definitely playing smarter. Other than picking to play as an engineer on Metro, he was actually playing quite smart. The gameplay that you're watching really highlights my biggest problem with Battlefield 3, and that is player-on-player collision detection. People standing in doorways and you can't get through. I have quite a few deaths where collision detection plays a problem. As a note right here, I probably could not get around the guy laying prone in the doorway. On PC, I also play the game PlanetSide 2, and there is no collision detection for player v player. And I think it works quite well, and I think it would work well with Battlefield 4. The only problem I could foresee is maybe knifing. If knifing would be an issue, I'm not sure if they're going to keep the same knife animation that they have in Battlefield 3 into Battlefield 4, so I'm not sure if that would play a role. But I would like to see player-on-player collision detection turned off. Getting through doorways in tight quarters, especially because it's Operation Metro, and once you have the close quarters DLC, it can be even more of a problem. The other thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see the timing situation worked out with the vehicle spawns on. It's mainly a problem on Rush. The attacking side and defending side on Rush sometimes has a timing issue with vehicle spawns when the bases move up. If the defenders lose a base on defense and the attackers, take the base on the attacking side on Rush, sometimes you'll see on Wake Island the defending team can end up with 2 Tunguskas, or you can destroy the attacking team's tank, and just 5 seconds later, if you lose the base, they get the new tank. I'd like to see definitely a more time-based spawn system for vehicles on attacking and defending on Rush. I think that would be a big help in terms of balance, because I feel that Rush still has balance issues, especially for the attackers. Another thing I like to see, this had been alluded to in previous patch notes, speculated patch notes, that it never came to fruition. I would like to see different color, different color grenade indicators for friendly and enemy grenades. I think, unless you're on comms with somebody and you have a grenade come in, unless that person says, oh hey, that's my grenade, you really don't know if it's a friendly or enemy grenade, and you can give up a valuable position by having to fall back or get out of the area that you were in because a grenade comes in. And that certainly can throw off your speed, momentum, your good positioning, your cover. So certainly maybe red color grenades for the enemies, and keep the standard yellow, or maybe switch to green for the friendly grenades. I think would be a lot better. Another thing I like to see in Battlefield 4 is deeper customization for individual soldiers. We somewhat have that already with uniform camos. I'd like to see, of course, more camos for weapons. I would personally like to see the camos not linked to an assignment. I would like to actually see them linked to maybe a certain amount of service stars. You get 5 service stars of the weapon, you get your mastery tag. 6 service stars, you get the first camo in a line of 2 or 3 camos for the gun, all the way up to maybe 10 camos, and maybe up to 10 service stars. That's when you can get maybe a more rugged veteran version of your gun, kind of like how Medal of Honor 2010 had. Once you got to a certain rank, you got the veteran version of a gun. The only problem with Medal of Honor 2010 is it actually changed the stats of that weapon. I would not want that in Battlefield 4. I would just want it to be an aesthetic deal, kind of give your character a little bit more individuality. I mean, right now with the skins, other than the Aftermath DLC, with the skins, everybody pretty much looks the same. You don't have much variance because maybe other than camos in your weapons, there's not much else you can change. And I'd like to see a deeper customization. I certainly believe that with Battlefield 4 that we will have. So there's the player-on-player collision detection right there. Certainly with Battlefield 4, I think we're going to see deeper weapons customization, so I'd like to see deeper player customization with equipment and the camos, your individual loadouts. We saw deeper customization from Battlefield Bad Company 2 to 3, and I certainly like to keep going, for DICE and EA to keep going in that direction into Battlefield 4. More customization, I think that would be just perfect. Okay, and the other thing, this has been a big issue in Battlefield. They even did a Battlefield Friends episode about it, which I have to say is one of my favorite shows on YouTube to watch. But in my personal gaming history, I understand that you have the whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty, and personally I've only played one Call of Duty my whole gaming career, if you want to call it that. And I played the first Black Ops, and I have to say that I've always preferred the Battlefield games. I've played every single Battlefield game. Call of Duty is not really my style, but there's something that I did take note of in Black Ops that does not exist in the Battlefield games, and that's the addition of a prone block mechanic. And I think that would solve the problem of having people's legs stick out through walls when they're laying in a corner, and when you go into a room and you have someone laying prone in a corner, laying in wait, and only basically from their chest up to their head is actually showing. And if that room is cluttered enough or dark enough with only their chest and head showing, it can be quite easy to overlook if you're not paying attention. So I think the additional mechanic of a prone block, I think, could work quite well in Battlefield 3. The only main problem I can see with that would maybe be with the amount of debris that tends to exist in Battlefield with the destruction, and if they're going to increase the destruction, excuse me, if they increase the destruction going into Battlefield 4, will a prone block work for Battlefield 3, or for Battlefield 4, excuse me. I think it can. I just hope that's one of the things they can work out with the Frostbite 2.0 engine, especially with destruction, but it would certainly solve a lot of the frustrations. I just think it's so goofy, coming across the corner of a building and you see some guy's shins sticking out of the building, and you can shoot the person's legs, and you actually get the kill. The person just doesn't deserve to die that way. That's just sloppy coding by DICE to make the game like that. So certainly a prone block is a feature from the Call of Duty series that I would like to see implemented into into the Battlefield series. Well, that's pretty much going to do it for my part 2 of my Battlefield 4 wish list. These are certainly some of the things. I certainly would still love to hear what you guys have to say. What are some of the things you would like to see in Battlefield 4 that maybe could be improved from Battlefield 3, or just don't exist in Battlefield 3? I'm always anxious to hear people's feedbacks and their thoughts and opinions. So, you know, the usual, like, subscribe, drop me a comment or two. I'd really appreciate you watching the video, guys. And as always, thanks.
Got your first aid over here.